what do you think's kind of been the key to the second half success the last couple weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've done a good job just making adjustments throughout the game and at halftime especially, and then just when we come off the field, we're just, taking it series by series and moving on right after the last series. So I think that's been huge.
Nick, you had never out of the fight written on your tape, and some of the other guys did as well. I guess, how did that kind of come about? What's that mean to you guys to embody that?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I just kind of started writing on my arm, and we just kind of, as a house, like the people I live with, just kind of like that saying, that mantra. So I just wrote it on my arm, Indiana, and then just kind of started saying it on the sideline to just speak it into existence, I guess. And then it's kind of picked up. A lot of other guys on the team like it, so we're going to keep rolling with it.
I saw you after the game. You seeked out some O-linemen, or they're probably friends with a lot of those guys, and they've had ups and downs. But how much are you, even though they're not on your side of the ball, how much are you want to communicate that to them and be a leader to them too?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really huge, offense and defense communicating as well as special teams, because we're a team, and I think when the defense is coming off, and I got guys like Brew and Travis motivating me and telling me they got my back, and and then they come off, we do the same for them. I think it just breeds confidence in the people, so it's definitely a big thing.
I was asked, what's the biggest change with Mickey as a coach, or something maybe you notice about him, just the way he does things, not to slam how it was done previously, but something that Mickey does specifically that sticks out to you that you're like, I like that? Or
Yeah, I mean, I just say his energy he brings every day is huge, and it's contagious. He's super just involved, and I mean, that's why he's made this. I mean, it's a super tough transition anytime a coach gets let go during the season, but he's made it as easy as possible with just how he is as a person and as a man. So that's been really nice.
When the defensive line is kind of plugging those holes in the run game, it makes your job a lot easier. So what have you kind of seen from them the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, those guys they've been playing with their hair on fire, and yeah, I mean, anytime you have linebackers that are free or linebackers making tackles, it's a direct correlation to them playing well. Like Ty Robinson might not have any tackles or one or two tackles in the game, but he could have played lights out, and not a lot of people wouldn't recognize that. But yeah, I mean, those guys they've been balling out, and I mean, it's gives us as a defense a lot of confidence.
First drive of the game, they scored a touchdown. After that, only 6 points. What did you guys see on that first drive, and what adjustments do you guys think you guys made to only allow them to score 6 after that?
Yeah, I mean, we had a decent idea of what they were going to do. Obviously, they did some things that caught us in some calls that were some hard fits and missed some tackles, and just so we came off the field, we made adjustments, we moved on to the next series, and then we were fairly successful from there. So I mean, in the Big Ten, there's always going to be close games, so you have to make adjustments and continue to stay in it.
Vaughn's not exactly a rookie out there, but getting a lot of playing time, especially when Reimer's injured. What have you seen out of him this year, and just where he's at as a player?
Yeah, I mean, Vaughn and CK, those two they're two of the most unselfish, hardworking guys that I've ever met in my life, honestly, and that's why when they get their opportunities and they go in, they do really well. It's because they prepare the right way, and so I have complete confidence in those guys, and they'll be ready to go.
What about Purdue? I mean, just their offense in general. How O'Connell, a year ago, you got a pretty good look at him and what he did to you. What jumped out about that, and then how do you go after this guy?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a 6-year guy, or he's been in the system for a long time, so he does a really good job running their offense. Their offense does a lot of unique and different stuff with how they, spread the ball around, and they also have a good run game, which isn't talked about a lot. But, I mean, yeah, it's a big challenge for us defensively, so we're just going to take it moment by moment and prepare really hard this week like we do every week.
Their tight ends, I know they've had great receivers. You guys have tended to handle their receivers pretty well. Their tight ends have been a problem. What do they do with their tight ends that's challenging?
Yeah, I mean, they do a lot of different variations of 12 and 11 personnel, and I just say they do a good job, mixing up their route combinations and running some pretty tough routes to match up. So, I mean, we're going to probably see a couple routes that we've never seen in practice, and it'll be about running around and playing our rules.
Do you feel like does this team stress you in different ways than maybe some of the other offenses you guys have faced?
Yeah, for sure.
Coach Joseph talked about toughness, and harped on that. When you see Casey go out there banged up, and even Ryan comes out to punt and shaking off an injury, how does that kind of galvanize the defense to step up with that toughness?
Yeah, I mean, those guys are obviously both incredibly tough, and we have a lot of tough guys on there. So, I mean, if you see guys fighting through some things like they are, it definitely motivates you to go out there and do your job when you're feeling a lot better than that. So, yeah, really respect those guys for doing that.
How much chance do you have just to sort of enjoy the moment, with momentum sort of fleeting over the years, and now you're kind of a chance to play for first in the West? How much do you kind of embrace the moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been some good feelings after the games the last 2 weeks. But like Coach Joseph says, we have a 24-hour rule, so you can enjoy it for 24 hours if you win. If you lose, you can, feel bad or whatever. But right when that 24-hour rule is done, you got to move on and get ready for the next week.
Hey, how do you like the change in practice schedule where you get Mondays off? What is maybe that benefit you get?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of it for sure. I think it just keeps guys a lot healthier, honestly, and then really helps just coming in Sunday instead, and then you can really put the game to bed, whether it was good or bad, and then move on to the next one.
Anything else for you? All right, appreciate it.
Thank you.